What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss this Saturday's main event, but before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly and to help the channel grow. Alright guys, getting right into it, we got Alexander Volkanovski defending his belt against the undefeated prospect, rising star Ilia Topuria. An exciting matchup where Alexander Volkanovski is really trying to go and prove that he still has it after getting knocked out, taking that fight at short notice, moving back up to 155 against Islam Makhachev, in a fight where, let's be honest here, he shouldn't have been there. You could tell he was out of shape. He's already recently come out and said that he's been drinking. That at the time he was drinking every single day, just completely on the couch, right? Took that fight, got bamboozled, probably got paid a fuck ton of money to come back, and ruined his potential opportunity at even a third fight with Islam, or even teasing a lightweight return, right? Well, now he's back down at 45, where he is just absolutely dominated for the last what seems to be 4 or 5 years, right? And at one point people really had Max Holloway as the people's champion, especially when after their second fight, a fight that I still to this day believe Max Holloway won, but after that, right, his Volk's fight with Brian Ortega, the Korean Zombie, and then the third fight with Max Holloway, right, where he just absolutely eliminated any doubt of who is the best current guy at 145. And most recently, he followed it up with just another dominating, smothering win over Yair Rodriguez back in July of last year. So you got this fight with Ilia, right? You got Ilia, 14-0, already describing himself, I think on his Instagram bio, that he is 15-0 and that he's already the world champion. And I think at this level, I think, especially in this fight, you have experience over arrogance, right? You got Ilia, who is just absolutely running through all of his opponents, giving no respect, just absolutely decimating everybody they've put in his path. Started out with Yusuf Zalal, where everybody really, at the time, Zalal was on a lot of people's radar. And Ilia's like, dude, hold my fucking beer, right? Dominated him for 3 rounds. Followed that up with just completely annihilating Damon Jackson, putting out the super prospect of Ryan Hall, the boogeyman of the featherweight division. Nobody wanted to fight that guy, the submission specialist. Had the short notice fight, I think, against Jai Herbert at lightweight, and struggled a little bit with the distance, but was able to really find his reach and found the button and was able to just land another devastating knockout. The fight against Bryce Mitchell, where he really burst onto the scene in that fight, because it was his true first test at a ranked opponent at featherweight. Because Bryce, decent striking but phenomenal grappling, and he went out there, matched the grappling, smothered Bryce. There's the whole controversy with Bryce being sick, but at this level you can't really talk about those things. The fight happened, so it is what it is. And Ilia went out there and ran right through Bryce Mitchell. And then followed up with the fight with Josh Emmett, where Josh Emmett, man, to his credit, stuck in there the whole time. But Ilia's boxing, he really truly is the matador. His ability to sit there and stand in the fire and just slip away out of the punches and just return in just these perfect counter situations. His boxing, leg kicks, submissions, he's got 8 submissions to his record out of his 14 wins. So even though his boxing is so slick, it shows that he definitely excels on the ground as well. So you have 2 guys who are really just going to go out there, put on a pace, put on pressure. And I think that Ilia's best chance in this fight, because I really think experience over arrogance. You have Ilia, who hasn't really he hasn't really fought all that much adversity yet, aside from his fight with Jai Herbert, where he got kicked in the face and kind of had to come back from that. He hasn't faced much adversity. He's been running through everybody. So going against a guy with Volkanovski, who's been there, who's taken his licks, who has gone up to another weight class and has failed both times, but he's gone through the adversity, has had the experience, has been under the bright lights for several years now. And I think that experience is going to outweigh the arrogance of Ilia Topuria, the confidence, the aura, so to speak, because he seems to be he's calling himself the superstar. He's already having a documentary coming out with him winning the title at the end. So he really just has all this mapped out, full Conor McGregor style, right? But Now, I mean, I could see him catching Volk early, but I think that as the fight goes on, we've seen Ilia kind of slow down later in the fight. We kind of saw that a little bit with Bryce Mitchell, where when he didn't put him out immediately because he was just beating his ass so much, you saw him get a little bit tired. You saw him overextend a little bit, which we don't really see Volkanovski do. And Volk, man, he keeps himself very square, doesn't put himself in bad positions. But Ilia, maybe he can capitalize on a left side head kick. Who knows, something like that. Because Volk shows that he has a penchant for kind of being open to the head kick. Obviously, with his last fight in Islam and his first fight with Islam as well, where Islam was finding success with that kick as well. You know what I mean? So in this fight, man, I mean, I think that Volk, I think he has so many tricks up his sleeve. I think the experience, I think the size and the strength is going to wilt on Topuria as the fight goes on. But Ilia, I think he can catch him. I think he can catch him early, especially with a head kick, or maybe just with some slick boxing, because the guy, he has like unworldly, shockingly devastating power. And it's kind of shocking to see when he hits these guys, they just tend to fold. So I mean, this fight with Volkanovski, this is really just going to show exactly where Ilia Topuria stands at featherweight with the UFC. And with Volkanovski, it's going to show at 35, because we know usually around this age, you don't really see guys winning championships past the age of 34. I think from 155 and below, because a lot of these guys, they rely on their athleticism so much. So it's a tale of two stories. Does Volk still have it, especially after taking that knockout loss to Islam, or is Ilia that legit? We're gonna find out here this Saturday, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this fight. Do you guys think that Alexander Volkanovski is gonna take it, or is Ilia Topuria gonna stay undefeated and new champion at featherweight? Love to hear your guys' thoughts. That's gonna do it for today. Mr. Mustache, MMA news out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.